College. Good morning. Nice. So I'm going to ask your cooperation for just a few minutes. We require to our hearts, listen with our ears, not our mouths. And of course, pay respect to not only myself, but respect the parents and our specially invited guests as well. And so we are here to celebrate the Co-Curricular and Sports Awards. I can just say before I begin, do you all know any school with a teaching club? That is amazing. It's always important to recognize how amazing we are here at St. Mary's College. And another thing I notice is many young men are involved in multiple clubs. So I'm really happy to see that. You see many overlapping young men in different clubs. So that's really amazing. As was mentioned by our wonderful MCs, co-curricular activities is very important. And it has been a part of my life from ever since I can remember. I have to thank my parents for having me involved at such a young age. Even in primary school, I was involved in auto silvers, I was a school prefect, I was involved in steel pan, and I left as the most outstanding student. So not only was I involved in the school, but I kept on top of my work. Yes, sirs, I kept on top of my school work. As was mentioned, I attended Holy Cross College for forms 1 to 5, and in there, I participated in the theatre club, football and cricket. I wasn't good, but I still participated and showed school spirit. I was part of the RC Young Leaders, the Interact Club, the Music Department, the Astronomy Club, the Liturgical team. I became a prefect, and I also left as the head prefect and valedictorian. And on top of all those things, I still taught a lot of subjects at CSEC, and I left as the schools and the past students group most outstanding student. So yes, I was involved, but I also left as a head prefect, and I'm still on top of my work. I want to say that again. I still left, still on top of my school work, and I entered these wonderful boards, the brick landscape, the concrete jungle of St. Mary's College. And nothing changed. I will admit, in my first month here at college as a transfer, I felt a little lost. I was a little bit, I was out of the source, I was in a new environment, but I will admit, the only way that I found myself and I found my way here in CIC was getting involved. And I got involved with the Legion of Mary, the Interact Club, which was called Youth for Change, with the Model United Nations group, of course the Parent, the Church Choir, and of course the Steel Band. I got involved in all school activities, spirit activities. I left as a prefect. And again, I still stayed on top of my group, and I got in my Form 6 opposite year the award for literature performing at the best game. So, yes, I was involved, but I still stayed on top of my school group. And very importantly, in 2019, as I entered uni, I was called back to the college for this same event to receive something called the Shining Light Award, which we hear about a little later. And even in uni, oh my gosh, I don't know what it is for me getting involved in schools, but I involved myself with the Youth Got Talent, and I became the winner in 2019. I joined the UE Arts Steel Arts Sound. I became a division of student services and development, student champion and ambassador, and of course, the university called me to perform at many school events. So we see another trend going on. Wherever I went, I got involved. So I'm going to ask you, young men who are involved, and maybe some of us who are not involved, to get involved in your school. It might not be the school for the next 2 years, it might be very soon. But wherever you are, please get involved. Using talents, using things that are very much dear to your heart, and of course, become involved. Now I got school, I'm not functioning as an adult, it's a rare people on them. Big up all the parents for being adults because it's serious out there. But even as an adult, I'm a full-time performer, which means I'm unemployed, but as a performer. That's the truth. Alright. So, even now, I'm still involved. I am a member of the Seafront Legal Club. I serve as its president. I serve as the Legal Associate for Trinidad and Tobago, and I'm now entering my role as a member of the Leo District Council and Regional Chairperson, which is part of the Alliance International Group. I'm also heavily involved in church and the Cathedral of Immaculate Conception, Assumption, Marble, and St. Philip's in Diego Martin. And I'm also involved in Scouts, and I'm trying to become a leader very soon. As was mentioned, I am involved in Renegades, UEC, and Rosal Music and on. So let's a little about me. What gives me the right to speak on Co-Curricular Awards? I just checked out that a little bit. So you can just listen, because I have a little weight on the shoulders and I can actually speak on this topic. So I think we're going to find that incredible, and we can get it to the interviews. Very quickly, I want to say this to listen. Co-curricular activities are bad, terrible. And here's why. We always time about it. We always time. We have no time to rest. We always have something going on it. And fellas, we have no time to rest. We can't go by KFC at 9. We can't go by rituals at 9. We can't go by the tea house. We always have to try and manage our time. And that's tiring. It has some days you want to lie down on a Saturday morning and just relax. Not so. We went school finished, we learn what we could learn. We had to stay back in school for next 2 to 3 hours. We have training. We have some of us who have to wake up early to go training and then come to school and then go training afterwards. It's very tiring. Then our weekends are always good. We can't go movie time. We can't go IMAX. We always have something to do. We always have to stay on top of our. Always have to stay on top of our. Right. So we have no time to rest. We also force. Now they put our gun to our head and force us to learn skills like time management, discipline, teamwork, dedication, leadership skills, and critical thinking. We are forced to build a wide network of wonderful people, and we are forced to be social and learn how to interact with others and be able to be team players. But gosh, we are great. We also have to build our character. We start. And of course, we also learn the principles of being gracious in defeat and in victory, as well as being good sportsmanship. And I too much today. And I plenty. No, I'm talking about tomorrow. That is exactly what we need to be doing right now as young men. What all the things I just outlined is exactly what it is we need to become. Sons of the old right hand group. True sons of the old right hand group. So learning all these characteristic building skills, learning how to network with people. Yes, you're tired, but you're also building your portfolio. In a few years, some of us will be applying for jobs. And look at your CV, look at your portfolio. It has many of us here with multiple levels, multiple envelopes, and it has some of us that don't have one. But what I want you to think about is the things that we learn in these co-curricular activities. It's not just prepping us for school. When they graduate and they leave and they go into the adulting world, each and every one of these groups, which might seem like a joke now, might seem he in the debate club, we do in the debate club, what they do in the debate club, he in this thing and that. But these things that we learn will prepare us for life after school. And so now as an adult, even though it's pressure, I still know how to work with my peers because I learned it in CVAC, in Parent, the only groups I was a part of. I have a challenging schedule from me. I had a manager time. 2 hours here, 2 hours here, 3 hours here. I have this report to do, I have this assignment to do, But I learned how to do it in school. I learned how to balance my time. Yes, I want to lie, I want to go around my kids. I spend some time watching videos and things. But I don't have to go do that Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I can't do it every day. I had to find time to be balanced. Which is what Asian say with us? Exactly. And that's what we have to do. So, we have to know that the purpose of these co-curricular activities, groups or sports groups, is to build us up, not break us down. Especially for the after the language chapter, so you want to talk here. I want you to know that we are here to build each other up. And it has some persons from the college that I really want to mention very quickly that are examples for us. We saw all these young men here collect awards. We have young men who collected awards right on the stage and continue to do many great things. Anybody just want to see on our morning? You all know Remy? Jiron Rockus Remy? He's a part of Freetown Collective and he's a multimedia host. He came from CIC. You all know Jerome Pressia? The guy on Instagram and obviously all these super power and stuff, he came from CIC and did this exact same thing that we're doing now, collecting Co-Curricular Awards and Sports Awards. You all know Mohammed Mohamed, the lead singer of Freetown Collective. Yeah? He came through these same walls of St. Mary's College and made his mark as well. Now I know we have plenty of footballers inside here. Yes? We lose Sunday, but that's okay. On this squad, we had one of our very own. You all guess his name? Tyrese Spicer. Tyrese walked me towards, he played on our 2 very right and blue. He scored many goals for us, and now he's scoring many goals for Trinidad and Tobago. And he was also the first round pick in the MLS draft last year. He came from St. Mary's College. You all know one other person that came from St. Mary's College that is a big national footballer? Anybody get that? He's on ESPN talking sometimes. Shaka Hessler came from St. Mary's College as well. So I want you all to put that into essence. These things are just happening in a vacuum. The groups that we get involved in now will lead us to our passion in life and carry us as far as we could. So now you have the opportunity in a college like St. Mary's College with a wealth of clubs, with a wealth of sports, to find out what you are good at, and not just play football in school, or not just be involved in something in school, but you can find a passion that will take you all the way throughout your life. Very quickly, I want us to remember that our parents play an invaluable role in our lives as sportsmen and as co-curriculars. Not only we have to get good at area, they have to get us very young too. So everybody, please give our parents a round of applause right now. We really want to say thank you to them. And of course, all of our coaches, all of our teachers and supporters. Thank you all very much. And before I leave, I really want to leave you with a few of the major points that I would like you to remember. Being involved in these co-curricular activities and sports allow us to learn valuable lessons that prepare us for life, prepare us how to deal with people, and even allow us to discover ourselves. And so I implore you to continue doing so. It helps to prepare for life after school and how to be ready for all its challenges. It also offers us a chance to find our passions, our purposes, and our pathways in life. It gives you a network, a brotherhood, a community that is able to support you long after you leave these wonderful walls of St. Mary's College. But most importantly, these activities, these groups, is God's way of telling us, showing us His part for us. God gives us this purpose. He gives us these gifts, and we are able to use it through all these activities, all these sports. And so, I really want us to know, if you are not yet involved in any school activity, whether in Form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even Form 6, please find a group that is open to you and that you are interested in and get involved. And for those of us that are already involved, please continue to push on, fearless and strong. Please write your name in triumphant story. Onward, march on, boys of CIC to glory. Thank you very much.
I'd like to invite Mr. Collins to help us present First, we have badminton. The most outstanding player is Yannick Thomas Brown. Yannick has represented the school since 2019. From 2022 to 2024, he topped the Port State District competition, placing first in the boys under 17, then under 21 divisions. In the 2024 to 2025 competition, he placed first in the district competition. Then he went on to the national competition and secured silver